Yes, ladies and gentlemen. The big name that we talked about over the last couple of months. The Fredkins want to bring a big name. Mourinho wants a big name. And that big name, all the paths that kind of lead to that big name all lead around Paulo Dybala. Now, we've got a lot of big updates. And these are very big updates because Roma are in pole position in a race of 3 clubs to sign Dybala. These 3 clubs are all Serie A clubs. Dybala will stay in Italy 98%. So he's had some offers, some interest we should say, from Atletico Madrid and from Manchester United. He wants to stay in Italy and he will 99% remain in Italy. So Manchester United and Atletico Madrid aren't happening for him. It's a race for 3. It's Inter, it's Roma, and it's Napoli. All of these teams are interested in Dybala, but why are Roma in pole position? Why are Roma leading the race? And I'm going to tell you, in this live stream, I'm going to break down everything. Because the roads which bring Dybala to a potential destination in Milan or a potential destination in Napoli are really complicated for him. And we will talk about this obviously in today's stream. So ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure to smash the subscribe button and also smash the like button in this video if you're buzzing as well. Now, I want to say kind of an introductory sentence here, which is definitely one of the biggest things which has changed when it comes to link-ups with Dybala and Roma and rumors about Dybala and Roma. Now, a few weeks, not even a few weeks ago, a few days ago, everyone thought that the situation linked with Dybala to Roma was basically dependent on Zaniolo, right? If Zaniolo left, then that gave us the money and that also gave us the space to really prepare the assault for Dybala. Now, things have completely changed in the last couple of hours because right now, what is happening is that both he and Zaniolo are most probably, the Dybala situation isn't linked with Zaniolo anymore. Zaniolo can stay and Dybala can come. Did I put 38? Oh my days. Let me quickly change it. Sorry, I'm an absolute nutmeg. I put 38. It's 28. Sorry about that. Let me quickly change it. The situation about Dybala is not linked with Zaniolo anymore. If Zaniolo was going to leave, then obviously, I think, without a doubt, Dybala would come. But Dybala joining Roma is not dependent on Zaniolo anymore. Because Mourinho has understood that if he has Tammy, Pellegrini, Zaniolo and Dybala in that attacking section, he knows that the other Serie A teams are dead. If we can form an attack with Dybala, Zaniolo, Pellegrini all behind Tammy Abraham, that would put us in a position of having the best attack in the league, without a doubt. Yes, potentially Juventus can catch up with us, but even Inter Milan would have a weaker attack than us. That is what Mourinho is really, really pointing his eyes on. And at the end of this stream, in fact, I do want to talk about Zaniolo, but before, let me speak about Dybala, because it's, I'm not saying it will happen 100%, but I'll be honest with you, I'm getting a lot of positive vibes here. I see this happening. We are in pole position. This week coming ahead of us is going to be the most significant week, potentially, of Roma's summer transfer market. Because this week, we will 90% know where Dybala will play. Not just because Roma have presented an offer and this week Dybala could come up with an answer, but it's linked with the other 2 clubs which are interested in him as well. Inter is interested in him. Inter had an agreement with Dybala, and then they bought Lukaku, and that agreement kind of collapsed because they need to sell players in the attack side, and then they could point their eyes on Dybala. DYBALA wants to join Inter Milan. They're in a Champions League spot. They are going to be league contenders and all of that. But Inter need to sell either Dzeko or Alexis Sanchez to sign DYBALA. And right now, that is not happening. Inter are having very much difficulties in selling one of these two players. If they sell Dzeko or Alexis Sanchez, then DYBALA's gone to Inter. But the thing is, they won't. There are no rumours around Dzeko and Alexis Sanchez. There are no real clubs which are interested in these two players. So if Inter is stuck with these two attacking players, DYBALA won't go to them. And this is a very important week, because if, starting from tomorrow until next Saturday, next Sunday, right? If by this week Inter don't sell either Dzeko or Alexis Sanchez, he's not going to Inter. It's as simple as that. Then we've got Napoli. Napoli has got very, we can spend a lot of time speaking about Napoli's presidentials here, about Napoli's way of owning the club. They have got a very arrogant owner. He doesn't renew the contracts. He's very arrogant. He doesn't want to spend a lot of money. Koulibaly's gone. Insigne's gone. Fabian Ruiz is risking. Insigne's gone. Napoli are living a very bad situation. Obviously, with the money that they sold Koulibaly from, they could easily point the rise on DYBALA and buy DYBALA. But the situation which links DYBALA to Napoli is difficult, not just because of that, not just because they've got an arrogant ownership, but because this ownership owns 100% of image rights about, he's so arrogant that he wants to own 100% of image rights, which is definitely something which, as an image like DYBALA, he wants to own some. And if De Laurentiis is owning 100% of image rights about DYBALA, then DYBALA's like, I'm not going to go there. He's a big image. He's potentially one of, the biggest players in the Serie A. He's a very big image in this league. So the fact that he owns 100% of image rights about DYBALA puts him in a very complicated position to sign him. And then, obviously, Inter is complicated if they don't sell one of the two players in the attacking side. Napoli is very complicated. They do have the financial power to do so, because they just sold Koulibaly for what, 35 million or something? They've got the money to do this deal. But it's more than that. It's the image rights. It's those things which are more linked to sponsorships, which are more complicated for Napoli and DYBALA, and that leaves us. And that is why we are leading the race. And this is why this week is a very important week. Because, it's looking as if, be careful here, it's not confirmed yet. It's looking as if, DYBALA, the path which links Roma and DYBALA is kind of going downhill from now on. There are a lot of positive vibes coming from this. Another thing which I will say is that, I've said this already, he's a player which Mourinho really wants. He is the player which Mourinho wants. Mourinho has said to Thiago Pinto, get DYBALA. Do everything possible to get DYBALA. Do it. Absolutely do it. That's what Mourinho wants to do. Because Mourinho knows that if we can get Tammy, and I repeat, Tammy, Pellegrini, and DYBALA, and potentially Zaniolo, because I'll talk about Zaniolo in a second, that, compared to what Napoli is building, to be honest with you, compared to even what AC Milan is doing in this transfer market, that's immediate Champions League spot. Obviously, it's more difficult than that. It's not that easy. Because, the team needs to stay together, stick together for the entire season. It's more complicated than just buying players. But that would put you in such an advantage, not just because you would get one of the best players in the league, but also because we know that if DYBALA doesn't join us, he will most probably join Inter or Napoli. let's say he joins Napoli, right? If DYBALA joins Napoli, that's a hazard to us. Because we've said that we are going to contend top 4 with Napoli. Napoli is our biggest opponent this season. So getting DYBALA is also a way to avoid him going to Napoli. And I'm going to say it again. It's just wonder to our eyes if this happens. It's 4 very simple words, which at the same time create so much threat to any attack, to any other Serie A team, and potentially to any Europa League team as well. These 4 words are very simple: Zaniolo, Pellegrini, DYBALA, and Tammy Abraham. That is big. If we can do that, we're gonna skyrocket up. Okay? So the DYBALA situation is this. Now, yesterday night, apparently, this is something which has not been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, Gianluca Di Marzo, these journalists. But apparently, it is coming from some reliable sources. It's coming from Sport Mediaset, which obviously is reliable. Is not as reliable as Fabrizio Romano and that other guy, but it's still a very reliable source. Apparently, they're saying that yesterday night, Roma have officially formulated their offer to DYBALA, which is a 6 million offer per season for 4 seasons. 4 seasons is a lot. And that is potentially, apparently what they've offered to DYBALA, which... and they've also said that by Tuesday he should be coming up with an answer. But that is just what Sport Mediaset has said. Yes, they're reliable. They are 100% reliable. So bear in mind with that. However, one thing which has been confirmed by Di Marzio is the fact that out of, remove Inter Milan now. Because Inter Milan, yes, is his favorite destination, but it's the most complicated one because they are not going to sell Dzeko or Alexis Sanchez. So keep the fight between us and Napoli. Roma have apparently offered a tiny bit more money than Napoli, so that's good as well. And one last thing which I will say is that DYBALA is in a hurry to find a team. DYBALA is back in Turin in desperate need of a team. Serie A starts in less than a month, and DYBALA still hasn't got a team. He is desperate to find a team. And this could mean that if he doesn't get a team tomorrow, if he doesn't get a team on Monday, and if he doesn't get a team on Tuesday, by Wednesday, he will consider even clubs which are not playing the Champions League, which obviously up to now has been one of his priorities. And Mourinho has given him so many calls. This is a hit. This is someone which Mourinho really wants. I cannot stress how much Mourinho's asking for DYBALA. So that is definitely a big, something very big. But over the course of tomorrow, over the course of Monday, over the course of Tuesday, over the course of Wednesday, if anything hasn't happened yet, if DYBALA still hasn't said yes to any other club, expect a lot of DYBALA updates because this week is going to be a DYBALA related week. So, I think yes, we're kind of forgetting about other... we're just pointing our eyes on DYBALA. That's what I'm trying to say. Thiago Pinto's kind of forgetting about the other deals and just want to give DYBALA to Mourinho. And that is why, I've been saying, I'll be honest with you, that yes, tomorrow is the Fratesi, yes, tomorrow is Fratesi, yes, Fratesi is much linked with Villar going to Monza. But apparently, in the last couple of hours, Fratesi has given a really big stop. The Fratesi deal has not come to an end, but has declined a lot. It's decreased a lot. But I think, because Villar hasn't still confirmed going to Monza, this week, again, will be a very important week for Villar going to Monza as well. So I think Fratesi is linked with Villar 100%. But the real question now is it going to be Fratesi or is it going to be someone else? Because Thiago Pinto's fed up, and I don't blame him. I'm fed up as well. I've said this yesterday. They aren't Real Madrid. They should calm the freaking hell out of them. Because yes, I understand having such a deal with a big player like PSG or someone from Real Madrid. We're speaking about Sassuolo. So, that is definitely something to make clear. And I can completely understand if Thiago Pinto's lost patience and is now kind of tracking other objectives because we've given them so much time to think about it. So I don't get, what I'm trying to say is that I wouldn't get surprised if Fratesi doesn't come and we point our eyes on different objectives. But yeah, Zaniolo, and then I will end the stream. Yes, the DYBALA situation isn't linked with Zaniolo anymore. In fact, the chances of seeing DYBALA and Zaniolo play together in these last couple of hours has been way higher than seeing one of the two playing for Roma and one of the two playing for Juventus. You know, I've read an article today which said that Zaniolo is kind of getting much of that happiness which he lost back, because I think he himself as well has understood that Juventus will not be paying 50 million euros. And that means that he's forced to stick with Roma, focus on Roma. And, you know, if Juventus isn't presenting a good offer, then he's going to renew his contract. So, and to be honest with you, the greatest thing in this transfer market which Roma can do is buy DYBALA and renew Zaniolo. That would be insane. That would be amazing. That would literally be like paradise. And it does take some financial sacrifice as well, but I think some financial sacrifice is needed sometimes. So that is definitely something to point out. Roma is playing tonight. Roma is indeed playing tonight. So I'm gonna read let me quickly get my phone. They're playing against Portimonense in Portugal. It's their second friendly match in Portugal. Hopefully today we don't concede. It's very important not concede these matches. Let's see. Lineup. Let's see if the lineup came out. Indeed, it is out. So we are basically playing with what now, at time of recording, the 16th of July 2022, will most probably be our starting lineup of the season. We're playing with Rui Patricio in goal, Mancini, Smalling, Kumbula's playing, which obviously is not a starting player. Oh yeah, because Ibanez got that cut. Cilic is starting, so interesting to see how he adapts well. Cristante and Matic in the midfielder. Spinazzola starting, Pellegrini starting, Zaniolo starting, and Tammy is starting back again. The fantastic trio is back starting together, and hopefully DYBALA to join that trio as well. It's interesting to see. Zaniolo starting, it's good. It's a good transfer, it's a good transfer disclaimer, which kind of suggests what I just said. Zaniolo is, in these last couple of hours, kind of rebreathing the faith that Mourinho has given him. So hopefully he renews, and hopefully we get DYBALA. As I said, for new entries, DYBALA, we are in pole position. We're leading the race. This week is going to be vital when it comes to DYBALA. DYBALA to Roma is not linked with Zaniolo leaving anymore, which is difficult to think, but it is not, because Mourinho's understood that having Tammy, Zaniolo, Pellegrini and DYBALA potentially playing in the same team is just wata. It's that. Rui Patricio, Mancini, Smalling, Kumbula, Cilic, Cristante, Matic, Spinazzola, Pellegrini, Zaniolo, and Abraham starting. And hopefully we don't concede today as well. I'm going with a 3-0 win. And tomorrow it's a double stream. I will go live tomorrow morning for the match analysis of this friendly match. I could go live tonight, but it's late. It's Saturday night. I'll probably not even... Yeah, I'm just into Stranger Things now. So I'll go live tomorrow for... tomorrow morning for the match analysis of this friendly match. And then I'll also go live tomorrow evening if we've got any transfer updates. So let me read some predictions. Let me know your friendly match predictions in the chat. We're playing against Portimonense, which I don't even know who they are. So yes, and we're playing with one of the best teams. So let me know your friendly match predictions in the chat. What about Pasalic and Muro? Please updates when it comes to that. Atalanta and Roma are still working on that, so no new real updates on that deal as well. Signed DYBALA for Mourinho, Roma. We said that about Fratesi. He's supposed to have had a decision on him by last Thursday. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I'll be honest. I've been saying this myself for quite a long while, but I think it is linked with VR. And I do also think that Sassuolo's being a little bit of a bitch there. So yeah. We don't need Muriel. If we get, I mean, obviously, if we get DYBALA, we don't need Muriel. It would be great to get Muriel as well. Imagine having Tammy, Zaniolo, DYBALA, Pellegrini, and Muriel as Tammy's backup. That is just insane. But you know, if we get DYBALA, then I don't think we need Muriel. I would much more prioritize finding a midfielder and potentially a centre back as well. Saw an article that Zaniolo is closer to joining Roma's contract. Indeed, because Juventus isn't keen on paying that 50 million clause to sign him. I do agree with what you're saying, Logical. If Jose is keeping Elder, why we get Muriel? Obviously, Muriel brings more talent and potentially also more goals. In fact, not potentially, certainly more goals. But if Mourinho wants to keep Shomurodov, then it's kind of a waste of money. So I do agree on that as well. I agree. If we can trade for Muriel and a lower ticket, I think it would be a beneficial trade. Saul from Atletico. That is an option if Frattesi isn't coming. And yeah. Where can I watch the game? It's a difficult... what the hell is that? It's a difficult one because last year I remember them showing them on Roma's YouTube channel. They're not doing so this year. If you've try going on our opponent's team official website. I know that Sunderland last time did stream the match, so try on Portimonense's official website. Otherwise, if you have a VPN, I can confirm that they're going to show the match on DAZN Italy. So if you have a VPN, just change it to Italy, go on DAZN, and that it is there. So I'm probably going to watch it there. Roma's YouTube channel streamed the last one against Sunderland, but I haven't seen... Oh, really? Very interesting. I actually didn't know about that. So yeah, I mean, if they stream the last one, they'll probably stream this one. I just read that Napoli and Inter has retreated from the deal now. That would be great. Depends where you read it, but that will be amazing if they retreat. I mean, if they retreat from the deal, then he's gonna join Roma. As I said before, he's in a hurry to find a team. So Champions League doesn't mean anything anymore for him. Is DYBALA a Mourinho player? He needs more strong and physical type players. Yeah, but it's it's in a way, it's like saying what I was saying when we were talking about Ronaldo. You know, yes, Ronaldo can bring a lot of disadvantages to the team, but at the end of the day, it's Ronaldo. You can't say no. It's a very similar situation. And I think we need a player like DYBALA. He's a very similar player to Mkhitaryan when it comes to physicality. DYBALA is the creative player which cannot lead to the creativity in your team, but also to Tammy scoring many goals. So it's literally like saying, I don't like chocolate. It's bad for you, but you love chocolate. I should stop with these very weird examples, but that's how I see it. Can you say hello to me? Love the vids. Hello, Nicolo Cruciani. Appreciate it, man, by the way. They're showing on Roma official YouTube. There you go. It's on there. It's on Roma's official YouTube channel. So enjoy it. I would not be mad if we paid DYBALA 80 mil a year. We got it for free. I agree. We're streaming the game. Hopefully they do again. And yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we've got very important updates on DYBALA, as I talked about in this live stream, and very important updates on Zaniolo as well. So if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to smash the subscribe button, and also don't forget to smash the like button in this video as well. Don't forget to share the link with your families and friends, and follow me on Instagram over there in the orange box over at Simon_AS_. I'm going 3-0 Roma tonight. Many of you guys are going 4-0. I think it will be a clean sheet again. And let's continue with this, and let's continue with the preparation. A lot of DYBALA videos coming tomorrow, after tomorrow, and this week, because I'm feeling a lot of positive vibes. In fact, if you ask me right now, I don't want to jinx anything. DYBALA's coming to Rome. I believe it. Yeah, I really do. So, I'll catch you out. Simon, out.